Hey there, General Hospital fans. Buckle up because today we're diving into one of the wildest leaks I've heard in a long time. I've got some juicy tea on Ryan Paevey's big return as Nathan West, and this leak ties directly into that shady storyline we've been seeing with twisted science experiments, Professor Dalton's creepy lab in Port Charles, and Britt Pascal's shocking return from the dead. Now, before I go too deep, let me just put this out there. This is a leak, not an official spoiler. You know the deal. Sometimes leaks are dead on, sometimes they're a little off. Our source does have a solid track record, but they're not batting 1,000. So just take this as very interesting chatter from the inside, not 100% guaranteed. That said, the way it lines up with current GH spoilers makes me feel pretty confident this one's worth talking about. Dalton's twisted science and human experiments. So let's talk about Professor Hank Dalton for a second. We already know from Emma's scenes that Dalton is testing on mammals, dogs, monkeys, other creatures, and doing some seriously unethical science. But according to this leak, Dalton isn't stopping there. Nope. He's got a darker side project, one that includes human guinea pigs. And here's the jaw-dropper. Nathan West is one of Dalton's captives. That's right. The leak says Nathan has been held at a secret Port Charles lab for years, experimented on, tortured, basically living through absolute hell. Now, fans will remember that Dalton's partner in crime Pascal has a history of using humans as test subjects too. Back in Croatia, when Joss and Vaughn were captured, Pascal didn't just want to kill them. She wanted to use them for radioactive experiments. So this Nathan leak really does track with the kind of sick science they've been hinting at on screen. Where has Nathan been for 7 years? Now here's the million-dollar question. Has Nathan been held captive this entire time since his supposed death? Or was he handed over later by another player? Maybe even that still mysterious boss who keeps being teased in the background? The leak doesn't spell it out, but one possibility is that Cesar Faison had a hand in this. Remember, after Nathan was shot, Faison learned he was actually his son. Could that guilt have led Faison to save him in some twisted way and then turn him over for experiments later? Totally possible. And if rumors are true that Faison himself may still be alive, this could be his long game unfolding. The accident and Lulu's discovery. So how does Nathan get out of Dalton's lab? Well, the leak says there's some kind of accident in the facility. Whether it's an explosion, a fire, or some experiment gone wrong, Nathan escapes in the chaos. And here's where Lulu Spencer comes in. According to the source, Lulu is the one who finds Nathan. Yes, you heard that right. Lulu, who's been on her own comeback storyline after escaping Cyrus's grip, is going to stumble right into this bombshell moment. And guess what? This lines up perfectly with the official GH spoilers for Friday, which tease that Lulu helps an accident victim. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to connect those dots. Looks like that accident victim might very well be Nathan West. Lulu's jaw-dropping reaction. Can you even imagine Lulu's face in that moment? First, she just found out that Britt is alive. Now, she's about to come face to face with Nathan, who everyone has believed was dead for 7 years. 2 back-to-back miracles? Port Charles is not going to know what hit it. And let's not forget the personal connection here. Nathan wasn't just anyone. He was Maxie's soulmate. And with Maxie currently in a coma while Kirsten Storms takes some time off, Lulu is the perfect character to step in and be that first point of contact for Nathan's return. It's almost poetic. Lulu couldn't save herself when Cody found her, but now she gets to be the one to rescue Nathan. Does Nathan remember his life? But here's the big unknown. What condition is Nathan going to be in when Lulu finds him? If Dalton and Pascal have been experimenting on him for years, we don't know what kind of shape he'll be in. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Will he even remember his old life? Will he remember Maxie? James? His time as a cop in Port Charles? Or has all this science gone horribly wrong and scrambled? Could be some soapy memory loss at play here, which would make sense. If Nathan's not in his right mind, it could drag out the reunion storyline, build tension, and make his path back to Maxie even more dramatic. Nathan learns about Maxie. Assuming Nathan does remember at least some of who he is, there's an emotional gut punch waiting for him. Lulu will have to break the news that Maxie is in a coma. Can you imagine that scene? Nathan, after years of captivity, finally free, finally back in Port Charles, asking about the love of his life, only to be told that Maxie might never wake up. That's classic soap tragedy right there. And of course, Fans know Kirsten Storms will be back in 2026, so Maxie will wake up eventually. But the timing of Nathan's return while she's still out cold? Brutal. Family reunions and shocks ahead. And then we have Lisel Albrecht. Poor Lisel is already reeling from Britt's sudden return from the dead. And now she's about to find out her son Nathan is alive too. That's 2 miracles in 1 week. You know Lisel. She'll probably faint right on the spot again. But once she recovers, we're looking at a totally reshaped Albrecht family dynamic. Britt, Nathan, Lisel. Finally reunited. Add Nina into the mix, and we've got one very complicated family table. And don't forget little James. This kid has never even met his dad, because Nathan died before he was born. Can you imagine the emotional scenes of Nathan meeting his son for the first time? Soap gold. Maxie versus Spinelli versus Nathan. Triangle incoming? Now, let's talk romance. Once Maxie wakes up, we know there's going to be some serious drama. Right now, she's been leaning back towards Spinelli. But with Nathan alive? Come on. These two were soulmates. Fans have been waiting years for a Maxie reunion. Spinelli might be left heartbroken once again, because I just can't see Maxie choosing anyone but Nathan if he's truly back for good. Faison, Colette and the mystery boss. Now, circling back to the big picture. This leak raises a lot of questions about the mystery boss. Remember, Colette has ties to Faison, and there's chatter that Anders Hove could be reprising his role. Totally unconfirmed, but if Faison is back, it ties all these threads together. Nathan, Britt, Pascal, Dalton. It would explain so much. Friday cliffhanger incoming. So, here's where we land. All signs point to Nathan's return being the big Friday cliffhanger. Lulu finds him, fans lose their minds, and Port Charles gets rocked all over again. A final reminder about leaks. Now just one last thing before we wrap this up. Remember, these are leaks. The source is usually good, but not perfect. Case in point, they thought Danny would find Monica's body, but instead it was Jason. So yeah, sometimes the details shift. But big picture? I'm feeling really good about this one. Ryan Paevey is officially back this week. Spoilers confirm Lulu helps an accident victim. The leak says that victim is Nathan. And everything else? That's the soapy fallout we're about to see play out over the next few weeks. So what do you think, GH fans? Are you ready for Nathan West's shocking comeback? Do you think Dalton has had him this whole time? Could Faison still be alive? And how do you see this reunion with Maxie playing out once she wakes up? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got so much more to talk about as these leaks and spoilers keep dropping. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.